conference, but when you have backs like Aries and Kylan and things, how do you go about plotting who's getting the reps and things? I mean, it just seems like it'd be kind of a tough juggling act when you got two guys as good as that.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing. It's a good problem to have. Obviously, when you have competition in the room, it helps make everybody better. But for us, it always comes back to practice. Who does well in practice, who maximizes their opportunities in practice. The game plan, changes slightly each week. Who's able to handle the adjustments in practice? Who performs well Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Kind of dictates the rotation on Saturday. And then obviously, once you get in the game, the flow of the game changes. How many carries you get. A good example would be first game of the year. Colin gets one play touchdown. Well, now that changes a little bit when you talk about how many series. You count that as a series, you count that as reps. So it all dictates, starting with practice, and then obviously once you get into the game, the flow of the game kind of dictates who gets more or less.
Do you make as far as the personnel call there, which back, is that a Joe call? Who's making that?
As a staff, we meet, after every practice, and we kind of look at where each guy is at all positions. Before the game on Saturday, we have a meeting, and we kind of go through what our plan is. And then obviously at halftime, we look at some things, yards, plays, flow of the game. Is the other team doing a lot of blitzing? It's going to be a throw game, pass game, run game. So it's a constant discussion that's going on during the game and during the week.
How proud were you to see Aris have a bounce back type of game like that?
Oh, well, it's good. Obviously, the things that we talk about in the room, being able to protect the ball, being able to break tackles and get yak. He was able to do that. And it's always good whenever you have players that do what you ask them to do in practice and they work hard and they do the little things off the field, to see them have success. That's always a positive.
I thought Aris looked more explosive than he did in the previous year, and that's a word you've used a lot with us when we've talked. Is that something you were seeing in practice? Was he getting those big runs there as well?
Yeah, well, that started back in the summer. Coach Paroli, our strength coach, and his staff did an awesome job. We came in and we kind of identified some areas that we needed to improve physically. Explosiveness and quickness was one of them. And those guys busted their tails this summer, to improve in those areas, and you're kind of getting to see the fruits of their labor, on Saturdays.
We saw Kylan leave the game on Saturday. Coach Moore had said he can't return to practice on Sunday. How's he look so far this week?
He's been fine. I told him, I said, you fell on your bottom. You probably did that 100 times when you were a baby. But obviously, the situation in the game, Aries was doing some good things and didn't really feel the need at the time to throw him back in there. But, he was out there today rocking and rolling.
Even if they all have their individual strengths and experiences, would you be comfortable with any of those leading backs in any situation on the field at this point?
Right now, yeah. I think they're all doing some really good things. Their eyes are in the right place. They're seeing the right cuts. They're seeing the right rotation from the safeties. So right now, it's like I tell them, it's what you do on Tuesday. It's what you do on Wednesday. It's going to dictate what we do on Saturday.
Saw Robert Rivers get a few carries. How rewarding is that just to get a guy like that in there?
It goes back to, we preach the message to all the guys. It's not just the starters or the seniors or the juniors. All 125 guys on the team get the same message. You work your tail off in practice. You do the little things right, and your opportunities will come. Obviously, they're going to come at different times for different people. But that was a good moment there for Rivers to be able to go out and get a few carries, and the sideline was kind of amped up for him, so it was good. It was good.
Do you feel like you're seeing the week-to-week improvement in your unit that you want to?
Yeah, right now I think we're seeing day-to-day improvement. We look at the little things, going to class, getting up and eating breakfast, study hall, treatment, taking care of your body, being on time, how much film are you watching, on your own, all the little things. We look at our academic report, and we're way above, where we've been in the past, at this point in the semester. So we're looking at all the little things. And I think what you find is they start to see that doing the little things right, they get in a routine, and then it becomes a culture, and all of a sudden now everybody's doing those things. And Saturday is just a byproduct of those things during the week.
What challenges does Kentucky provide for y'all in the running game?
Really good team. Coach Stoops and his staff do a really good job defensively. The way they kind of structure their defense is built to stop the run. They got some really athletic, I think it's what you're going to see in this league, athletic, long, physical guys up front. So we're going to have to be on. We're going to have to do a good job up front. We're going to have to do a good job of running the ball hard. We're going to get vertical, keep our shoulders square. We're going to have to be out viable in the pass game, whether it's pass protection or catching the ball down the field. It's going to be a challenge.